And welcome to Tucker Carlson tonight. In retrospect, it's remarkable just how dishonest, how thoroughly and intentionally dishonest the media coverage of the Kyle Rittenhouse story turned out to be. All of it was a lie. Rittenhouse was not a white supremacist. He was never in a militia. He never crossed state lines with a firearm.
Wait, what the fuck? Why can't I scroll through this? Why does this YouTube video not let me scroll through? I can't pre-watch, dude. I need to fucking scroll through so I can figure out if there's I refreshed. I have to pee so bad. Is there TOS in this chat? You guys might know. I can't even scroll through it for some weird reason. No, I watched it last night. Okay.
Good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson.
Literally an Amazon employee over here. Fucking need to pee so bad.
Tonight, in retrospect, it's remarkable just how dishonest, how
I'll be
thoroughly
back
and intentionally dishonest the media coverage of the Kyle Rittenhouse story turned out to be. All of it was a lie. Rittenhouse was not a white supremacist. He was never in a militia. He never crossed state lines with a firearm. The protest in Kenosha was not peaceful. It was a riot, chaotic and violent. Many of the rioters, by the way, carried guns. Rittenhouse was hardly alone. Rittenhouse didn't go to Kenosha looking for trouble. His father lived there. Rittenhouse himself worked as a lifeguard in Kenosha. On August 25th of last summer, Rittenhouse went downtown to stand guard over a car lot. Here's the context. The night before, police in Kenosha had done nothing as the mob burned businesses, including another car lot, all the way to the ground. So the business owner needed Kyle Rittenhouse's help. He was looking to a 17-year-old for help, if that gives you some perspective on how bad things were, and he asked for it. As Rittenhouse stood there, rioters threatened his life. Then they attempted to kill him. In the end, Rittenhouse shot 3 attackers as he tried to run to the safety of the police. A number of media outlets claimed the men Rittenhouse shot were black. In fact, all 3 were white, and all 3 had serious criminal records. We could go on. Again, the media coverage was, from beginning to end, a tapestry of lies. If you watched the trial last week, you know that. But what about Kyle Rittenhouse himself? What is he like? Apart from his testimony in court, few Americans have ever heard his voice. Over the next hour, we're going to let Kyle Rittenhouse speak for himself. You can make up your own mind what you think. But before we start, one observation, which you can't resist making. It's hard to ignore the yawning class divide between Kyle Rittenhouse and his many critics in the media. Rittenhouse comes from the...
How is this guy still not fired? Why would they fire their number 1 most popular news commentator who constantly pushes the envelope full of course, just the N-word scribbled in it. It's just the envelope of white supremacy. Okay, why would they fire him? He's killing it. He is their number 1 propagandist. Sus at 8:16, 10, 11:47. What the fuck? That's a lot of sus shit, dude.
Least privileged sector of our society. During high school, he worked as a janitor and a fry cook to help support his family. Last year, he got into college at Arizona State, and he's very proud of it. In the world Kyle Rittenhouse grew up in, it is not a given that kids go to college. It's not even close. During the course of our long conversation, Kyle Rittenhouse struck us as bright, decent, sincere, dutiful, and hardworking. Exactly the kind of person you'd want many more of in your country. He's not especially political. He never wanted to be the symbol of anything. Kyle Rittenhouse just wanted to keep violent lunatics from setting fire to cars. In the America he grew up in, that was considered virtuous. So if Rittenhouse seems a little bewildered at points during our interview, thinking back over the last year and what happened to him, that's probably why. A lot of the things he assumed were true about this country turned out not to be true at all. So in that way, he speaks for many of us. Here's Kyle Rittenhouse.
Bro, if you're hardworking, if you did if you were part of the janitorial staff, like you get to do kills. Okay? If you worked hard, you should be allowed to do some kills. I love this. This is actually the way we view cops. Like, this is the way Republicans have viewed cops for the longest time. And now they're just making everyone a cop. In America, the only two professions where you can make money is influencer that sells t-shirts or a cop. Okay? And if you don't want to actually go through the minimal amount of training that police have to go through, then all you need to do is become a vigilante, and we'll treat you like a cop as long as you're like a conservative and you love cops. Okay? It's great. It's awesome.
So tell me, Kyle, how you wound up in Kenosha that day.
Hassle.
Well, it actually started on August 24th. I was working my job as a lifeguard at the Recplex in Kenosha County, and then the riots were still going on and a curfew was implied. So I went to Dominic Black's house and I stayed the night over there and saw the videos of the riots and the arson going on.
What'd you think of it?
Yeah, we are going to, I will get to the Turkey riots. Okay, I know. Türkler görüyorum. İzliyorum diğer monitörde bakıyorum. Konuşacağım birazdan. Okay? Sakin olun amına koyayım.
It was upsetting because Kenosha is my community, and I just was upset seeing my community up in flames.
Yeah, I bet you were. So you're at your friend's house that night. You've come back from working as a lifeguard.
Yes.
And then you decide to go in. First, you're cleaning up graffiti, correct?
Yes. So,
Dude, what is this? This is not an interview, bro. This is just like, is he just coaching him on how to answer questions? Like, these are the most loaded. You know, you were doing a really good job saving people's lives and also cleaning up graffiti. I mean, that was pretty crazy.
Hassle.
Kind of wild how good of a guy you are. There was an orphanage that was on fire that you also saved babies from, right? I mean, a lot of orphans were saved on that day by you.
I say the night August 24th. We wake up in the morning and we're talking. We're like, let's go help our community. Let's go see what we can do. And we ended up at Ruther Central High School where we.
Dude, I love cleaning up graffiti with an AR-15. That's what I do. That's what I do. When I want to clean up graffiti and save my community, I like shooting the walls with the AR-15. You know? That's just how I do it.
We were cleaning graffiti for a couple hours, and then we met with the owners of Car Source, and we offered to protect their business from fires, making sure the rest of their other two properties didn't get burned down like they did the night prior. And they agreed. We came back. We went back to Dominic's house and hung out there for a little bit, and then we went to Car Source to help protect the property and make sure it didn't.
Yeah, his community being 30 minutes 30 minutes away from his house in a different state. You know, that's just his community. Bro, stay in your community, okay?
On fire again.
So you get there. What do you see?
When I get there, I see in the beginning, the morning
Tucker
of Ruther Central, I see just spray paint everywhere. I see smoke coming from the car source that was burnt down, and it was quite upsetting because that was somebody's business that got destroyed.
Yeah. So you said to the people who own the car lot, I want to protect your cars, and they said, yes, please.
I said, hey, if you, I asked if they needed any help, and they said, yes, if you can.
Where were the police?
I don't.
Okay. This part is there is conflicting statements on this. Okay. Some say that the owner of the car lot didn't tell him or told his a friend that they wouldn't mind if someone was like, they're protecting their business or anything like that. Ultimately, it's psychotic. You can't have that. The owner of the car lot should be charged as well. You can't just have like, oh, are you a 17-year-old with an AR-15? Can you please defend our car lot? Like, think about that for a second. In the United States of America, this person in the most popular news broadcast in the country could just be like, yeah, I'm a 17-year-old at the time, and I had an AR-15 at the time, and you know, a used car lot was like, defend my used car lot, please, with your
I'm scared to
AR-15,
get to
like
9
a
months.
17-year-old.
Don't let the brain rot set in. Folded hands.
Like we got,
Front
yeah, we
face.
got fucking hired child soldiers, you know, to murk motherfuckers with. Of course, there were no cars there, by the way, in the lot, but that's different.
I'm not sure really, because they have a hard job,
For sure.
but I didn't really think they got the support they needed. The National Guard should have been called August 23rd, but the city of Kenosha failed.
For the record, oh man, it's such a shame that the cops were defunded so they couldn't fucking like defend the community or whatever from the riots. No, motherfucker. Okay? Cops are the ones who have the opportunity, and I've talked about this a million, gajillion, gorillion times throughout the ongoing George Floyd protests. Okay? Cops know how to agitate. They know how to escalate, and they know how to de-escalate. Okay? Cops in during the BLM protests would just exclusively hit the fucking escalation of violence with a use of force. It was not because they were defunded. They were there. As a matter of fact, they pushed the crowd that was protesting over near where the fucking armed militia members were. They funneled them towards the armed militia members. I wonder why. They literally engaged in, and as they engaged in time and time again, the strategy known as kettling and corralling. Okay? We saw videos. We saw countless amounts of just hours of footage of cops literally kettling and corralling protesters to the side of a highway, up a hill, and then gas them when they're in that fucking side of a highway. They do it all the fucking time. It's a tactic that they actually learned from the IDF, the Israeli Defense Force, in the aftermath of 9/11. It is a counterterrorism action that the IDF taught American police forces all around the country. Okay? And on that night, they were still pushing people towards, or guiding people towards where the armed militia members were.
Hasan, our child just turned 5 months old when
Ranchers also do it to cows, yeah.
The community, the governor, Tony Evers, failed the community, and there should have been a lot more resources to help with that.
That's for sure. So you've been criticized for carrying a firearm into the scene, but it's obvious from the tape that a lot of people, you were not the only one with a firearm. There were rioters with firearms. Was that obvious to you?
Yes.
So you saw other people with guns?
Yeah. Those are the bad guys with guns, and he's the good guy with guns. Remember, because they're on the bad side of the political spectrum, whereas he's on the good side of the political spectrum, which is why him having a gun there is actually good. The other people having a gun there is bad. I personally think everyone having a gun at a protest is bad, for the record. I just want people to understand that's my position. I've said this time and time again. I think that having a gun immediately fucking increases the likelihood that that gun will be used. It's an immediate escalation. It will turn into a violent conflict as soon as you pull it out. Okay? I think it's a bad idea across the board. Yes, you had an AR-15 at the protest, but others did too. Yeah, exactly. That's silly as fuck.
I did. There was a lot of people like there were rioters with firearms. I remember one very distinctly. Joshua Zeminski was walking around with a pistol in his hand all that night with Joseph Rosenbaum.
Where did you first see Rosenbaum?
The first time I saw Rosenbaum was the first time he threatened to kill me. It was at the corner of the car source lot that I was at primarily that night, and I was asking people if they needed medical, and he came up to me and Ryan Balch, and he said, if I catch any of you MFers alone, I'm going to effing kill you.
Had you ever seen him before?
I have not.
So you'd never seen this guy.
From
He walks up
Pakistan,
and threatens to
XQCL.
kill you out of nowhere.
Yes. It was quite shocking. I was like, why would somebody threaten to kill me?
Bro, he is smirking, dude. He's like, There was other people. Did they accidentally film the mock trial? No, there was other people. There were other people and other videos, even videos that Fox News showed, as a matter of fact, that where some of the people there at the protest were like, why are you fucking waving your gun at people and telling them to get out of the car? That was not used in the court, by the way. Just like the prior footage.
Broadcast,
I wonder.
Thanks for solidifying
I wonder
my news.
why Tucker Carlson doesn't ask, for example, 15 days prior to the event, you saw people that you thought were stealing from a CVS, and you said on video, if only I had my AR-15, I'd shoot at them. What did you mean by this? You know, I wonder why he won't ask that. How do you feel that they did not use that that footage in the court to show that you had a prior conviction of, not conviction in the legal sense, but like a prior interest in acting out on this violent desire?
I'm just asking if people need help on both sides. I was there just to help anybody that needed, and shockingly, the only people I helped that night were rioters.
What kind of sense did you get from Rosenbaum? I mean, that sounds deranged.
I have to adjust the volume of your stream based on every topic.
When he threatened to
that's
kill me, I
intense.
was like, what the heck just happened? I've never, nobody's ever threatened to kill me up until that point. And I was like, that's not something you say to somebody.
How long after that was it that he tried to grab your rifle?
It was about an hour and a half later, and then there was actually a second time he said to the group, he said, this is the second time he threatened to kill everybody. He said, I'm gonna effing
Tucker
kill
Carlson
you.
based?
I'm gonna
Yeah,
cut
but
your.
Dude, this is so, it's fucking, it's a wrap, dude. This is perfect. You know, dead men tell no tales. So obviously, you know, analyze
Hi,
this
Chat Hassel.
as you would. Analyze this as you would a cop. Okay? And then remember that, like, a cop in this situation would even have more, like, legal recourse to behave that way. And I would still be critical of the cop in this situation as well. Americans want to live in a world where this person can be, you know, post hoc deputized. Okay? Dead men in the aftermath of police brutality cannot tell their side of the story. We have to rely on piecemeal footage parsed together. Okay? Same as Kyle in this situation.
That logic is
Your
like
hearts
Paul the
out,
First
you
could give you a
effing
raise for being a
N-words.
janitor as your job,
Cut your
but here's
hearts
an
out?
R15, you deserve
Yes.
it, bruh. What logic is Fox News smoking?
Did any of the rioters try and calm him down or stop him?
What I noticed is the rioters.
You have admitted that you have not seen the trial and do not know a lot of the information about this case, so why are you even commenting on this? The last time I said that was probably like 3 weeks ago. Don't you think that I've had ample time to review the footage and also read up on the trial and develop a point of view beyond, you know, my convictions?
Yummy, yummy, can't
I'm
wait
sorry
to
if
make
your
Kyle
brain-
Rittenhouse for Christmas.
I'm sorry if your brain is like, if I've never figured out something, then, you know, then I can never figure it out for the rest of my life. Or maybe you're a mobile chatter. You didn't watch it. Everything was screened. You wouldn't have the same opinion if you watched it. Yeah, totally, dude. My opinion totally would change on, you know, whether or not 17-year-olds or anyone for that matter should be able to fucking bring guns to a protest. That totally would change if I only saw the footage. I did see the footage, you fucking idiot. This is the
2
same
months down,
concept as like, Dave
67 to
Chappelle's.
go.
Dave
Glad I
Chappelle's
found your
fucking
stream.
stand-up
Pretend
session was
like
really
you're now
funny,
out.
actually. If you only watched it. I did. I did fucking watch it. Okay?
Hassle.
Words.
Cut your hearts out?
Yes.
Did any of the rioters try and calm him down or stop him?
What I noticed is the rioters were trying to, they were disassociating with him because he was spewing the N-word around.
This is a mistake going on Fox News. He's making it a politicized spectacle instead of taking the W and going away to live his life. Are you fucking stupid? The whole point is it's over. He's gonna ride this for the rest of his life, dude. How silly of you to think that this was oh man, this is a kid that fucked up. Some of you got fed that propaganda and believed it hook, line, and sinker, by the way. If you unironically believed it this is, oh man, this is a kid who got fucked up. He's so sad. Yeah, that's why he let fucking Tucker Carlson's news crew into his house while the trial was ongoing because he felt so conflicted about it, right? They literally started cutting the documentary the moment that this went to fucking trial. You understand that, right? So dumb of you to actually think that this is a person who's genuinely conflicted about it. He's been coached. He's doing well. He's a lot better with his media training now than he was before. He's going to be a fucking Republican congressperson.
And they just didn't seem to want to have anything to deal with him, the rioters.
Yeah. So he comes, he tries to grab your rifle, he gets shot. You decide at that point, unless I'm misremembering, you want to go turn yourself into the police.
Yes. After I shoot Mr. Rosenbaum, he
Just
tried to
got
grab
my
my
game
gun.
published
I
on
was running
Google Play.
away. There was a
iOS has
gunshot
rejected
behind
it. Go
me.
figure.
After I shoot him, I
I'm
run
fighting it.
around the car
Check it
because I
out.
was going to go render first aid to him. I wasn't able to because then there was a...
Wait. Hey, Hasan, I'm generally a fan of your channel, but you're being way too harsh to Rittenhouse right now. He comes across as rational in this interview. I suggest thinking about it from his perspective. Dude. This is the George Zimmerman case for Zoomers, okay? If you see yourself as a white kid, okay, on the internet who dukes it out with other people regularly, if you have those 4chan style fucking crumbs left in the back of your brain, if you have that kind of brain rot, you are going to see this as a sympathetic plight. You're going to see this as a fellow traveler, okay, who is behaving in a way that you would want to behave in. In order for you to believe Kyle Rittenhouse's testimony, and in order for you to believe Kyle Rittenhouse in general, there are a couple things that you also have to believe in subsequently, okay? There are a couple premises that you have to believe. One, that he was legitimately convinced and concerned with protecting his community, okay? And two, the only way that he could do that is by grabbing a weapon that he legally had no right to have on him. I don't give a fuck what the judge decided, okay? And by standing outside of a fucking empty gas station and also an empty car lot. And that is ridiculous. I'm sorry. I cannot live in a world where I believe that. That is an insane fucking thing to believe. And some of you can believe that. And the reason why knows more than the judge, Omega Lol. Dude, wait, really? Was Kyle Rittenhouse there to hunt? You think he was on a hunting trip and that's why he was open carrying that AR-15? Or do you think that the judge was extremely lenient and allowed to use something that was inappropriate in that circumstance, a loophole, if you will, to drop a fucking misdemeanor carry charge? I guess he was there to hunt, right? Because the barrel of the fucking rifle was long enough to be considered a hunting rifle, even though you can't use that rifle for hunting, technically. You know. So, as I was saying, the first instance is relatable, though the second part is that it is not okay. No person, no matter the age, should go to a damn riot/protest and actively try to intimidate angry people with weapons, especially with a fucking rifle and alone, Lamau. Yeah. The first instance is not relatable either. What is this bullshit? You find it relatable? You see people angry at police brutality. You see people getting their fucking heads bashed in by cops. And you see angry retaliation after an escalation by the police force. And you think to yourself, oh man, this is relatable. I'm going to fucking get my murder stick and go out on the streets. That's relatable to you? Oh, I want to go defend someone else's private property. That's relatable to you? That's so fucking stupid. That's not a relatable thing at all. Or should not be a relatable thing for you at all. If it was his dad's shop, that's one thing. If it was his own fucking house, that's one thing. Okay? I'm sorry, I will not and I cannot go along with this lie. This lie that there was a genuine interest by Kyle Rittenhouse to go and defend someone else's private property. Sorry, we should never help our neighbors. Why do you feel like, okay, so here's the thing. A situation occurred. Why do you feel the need to lie to make it seem more sympathetic than it actually is? Was he defending his neighbors? No, he was not doing that. He was defending an empty gas station and an empty used car lot. So why did you feel the need to lie there? You felt the need to lie there because you know the truth is not as great of a fucking argument to build. That's precisely why you chose to lie in this situation. That lie actually betrays your point of view. If you feel the need to lie in that situation to make it seem more appropriate, you also recognize, just like I do, that this is an inappropriate fucking premise. So thank you for admitting exactly what I've been saying. Anyway, let's play the video. There's a little bit of shooting here.
Calling for my execution to get him and kill him. And that's when I try to run to the police line and get to the police. And then I am attacked again.
But the
defending property is helping his neighbors. That's not true. That's not true. I'm going to come to your neighborhood and defend property, by the way. Goev, okay? 6-month subscriber. You know, catch me outside of your house defending your defending your property, okay? I'm white enough, motherfucker. I'll come defend your property, brother. I'll be real neighborly. I'll be real neighborly with your family. Don't say in a video game. It's totally legal, right? It's totally reasonable. According to the American criminal justice system, that's a normal thing that you can do. Defending property is helping your neighbors. The most capitalist statement I've heard today. Yeah, exactly. A human being dies, or well, in this situation, a human being had not died, but a human being is shot in the back, okay? Survives, but still shot in the back. And because of many other human beings who have died, okay, so far, people are agitated and they protest. And your immediate inclination is, oh, time to defend some private property. I read the statute. If Rittenhouse had been carrying a nunchuck, that charge wouldn't have been dropped. Yeah, the state legislature was worried about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles LARPers, not underage fascists. So that, yeah, that's the other thing. Like, they literally fucking used the loophole that, like, the barrel is long enough to be considered a hunting rifle. And that is a reasonable that's a reasonable statute to have, because you don't want to arrest people that are going on hunting trips with their fucking dad, okay? If you're like a kid and you're going on, you're going out to hunt with your dad, a cop stops you guys or whatever, or, someone stops you in that situation, like, there's no reason to fucking get a misdemeanor carry charge. So that's understandable. You can't use that, however, or you shouldn't be able to use that, however, in a situation where you purposely fucking were open carrying as a 17-year-old an AR fucking 15, which is not a hunting rifle.
By the guy who kicked you.
by Jump Kick Man, yes.
Whose identity we didn't know. It turns out the prosecution knew it and hid it.
So we found out November 7th, the prosecution, we went into the judge.
Can you address the fact that people think this interview is genuine? Chatters can't see how obviously prepared this was. Yeah, I mean, dude. I get it, dude. I get it. If Kyle were an adult, you would have nothing. If Kyle were an adult, I think people would be less sympathetic to him, dude. What the fuck are you talking about? Even that judge himself. What the fuck are you talking about? Half the reason why he got off this way was because people would not fucking consider him. People didn't consider him a fucking adult, including the judge. Still didn't address his statement, though? Wait, what do you mean? What statement did I not address? So if he was 18, everything would be okay? Wait, what? No, not at all. I always qualify whenever I talk about... For the record, I always qualify that it would not be okay if he was an adult either. The reason why I mentioned that the fact that they dropped the misdemeanor carry charge is to show you how interested the judge was in being as lenient as humanly physically possible. I don't think it would have been okay if he was fucking older either. I don't think it's okay. I do not think it is okay to bring a gun to a protest, okay? Especially as a counter-protester, especially under the fucking ridiculous premise that you're defending someone else's private property. That's fucking stupid, dude.
Just Chambers and the prosecution said.
So that's the guy who kicked him, who was able to get away.
We identified Jump Kick Man, and the prosecution threw a fit.
Hey, notice how Jump Kick Man that kicked him in the head didn't end up murdering him? That's so weird. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, the goal is like, oh, they're kicking me and they're trying to get my fucking gun and use it against me or others. Like America saying other countries shouldn't have nukes because they'll be irresponsible with them. It's like, bitch, you're the only country that's used nukes on humans.
A little.
You know? Fuck you mean they're going to be irresponsible with them?
Bit. They didn't want us to interview him. They were like, well, he's a victim, and didn't want my investigators or my attorneys to interview him or ask him questions. They just wanted to do it private, non-recorded, and the judge said, no, it's going to be recorded. And then a couple hours later, they say, oh, he asked for immunity and we're not going to give it to him, so we're not going to be calling him as a witness.
Yeah, well, probably didn't want to talk about his criminal record.
Yeah.
So you're running, trying to get to the police lines. You see the mob coming after you. Let's execute him, they're saying. And then out of nowhere, you get dropped to the ground by the guy who kicks you in the head. Did you?
Let's attack the guy with a gun. Let's grab him while his gun was attached. Only stupid people do that. No, brave people do that. They thought that they were apprehending an active shooter, dude. And he was an active shooter in that situation. Okay? If they had actually killed him in that situation, if the other dude with the gun, if he actually shot and successfully killed Kyle Rittenhouse, he would be hailed as a fucking hero. The right would want him to be murdered, of course. The right would want him to be executed by a tribunal, okay, a military execution. But he would otherwise be probably free in the eyes of the law. And also on top of that, he would be considered a hero who stopped an active shooter. You guys do understand, it's like that if Kyle Rittenhouse is engaging in self-defense in that situation, that other guy shooting him would also constitute self-defense, even more self-defense than Kyle Rittenhouse, because Kyle Rittenhouse's self-defense circumstance is only appropriate if you, and not a gross escalation of use of force, if you recognize that the other person was truly trying to grab his gun and self-defense him. Okay? You're literally wrong about this. I'm not wrong about this. As a matter of fact, the prosecution literally said that. The court even said the guy with a gun would have had a self-defense claim if he shot Rittenhouse. The fuck are you talking about? You can't... What are you talking about? This is literally a fucking self-defense case. You are so wrong on this, G. That is straight up not even remotely wrong. That's what's so dangerous about this situation. That's what's so dangerous about the situation is that, like, yeah, I guess if you see someone at a fucking protest with a gun, like, if you're the one who shoots first, then you're the one who fucking gets the self-defense charge. Bad take. I'm leaving. Okay. This isn't a fucking airport, dipshit. Here, let me escalate your departure, okay? There you go. $13-month subscriber, dumbass.
See him coming?
I did. To backtrack a little bit, actually, as I'm running, Gage Grosskreutz came up to me with his phone and put it in my face, and he said, "What are you doing? Did you just shoot that man?" And I told him, "I'm going to the police." And he said, "Oh, okay," and ran off, and I kept running to get to the police. And that's when Anthony Huber strikes me with the
Oh, shit, dude. What the fuck?
skateboard as I'm running before I'm on the ground for the first time. And then I'm hit with a rock by somebody in a white tank top. And that's how I end up on the ground. And
The Arbery case illustrates your points. The shooter is claiming self-defense there because he lived. Self-defense in these claims is reduced the shooter be shot. Exactly. That's precisely why the American gun culture is fucking psychotic, and we need to make sure that there are less instances where you could just like openly carry a fucking murder machine. Okay? Sorry, I love guns. I love shooting guns. There is a reason why when you go to the fucking shooting range, there is a million different rules that you have to fucking follow. I hate that, like, in places like fucking Wisconsin, dipshits act like, oh, you bi-coastal elites don't understand. We don't need those rules in a place like Wisconsin. Like, you're a fucking idiot, dude. You're an idiot. It's so stupid. Gun safety is not followed whatsoever in America. People do not give a single fuck. Yeah, exactly, dude. It's crazy how the tears have gone away when he's accurately retelling the situation, by the way. It's so crazy. It's so fucking crazy that, like, you know, no tears are coming to his eyes here. What the fuck? What happened? Dude, he's cured of his PTSD. That's wild. Almost like he was fucking afraid of going to prison, and maybe that's what motivated him to fucking cry that last time. But some of you simps jumped on that super hard too. Now he's smiling, dude, ear to ear. I hope he will become a better person after he got away with this, but you know it's not going to happen. No shot, dude. Dude, you're going on Tucker Carlson. You're going to the fucking Florida to meet with like Republican commentators. Radlib stance on guns. It's a Radlib stance on guns to say that, like, you shouldn't be able to fucking run around with a AR-15, especially at a fucking protest. That's a Radlib stance. Then I guess Radlibs are right. You fucking LARPing, idiotic, wannabe Zapatista, living in Iowa in his mother's basement dipshit. Okay? You are not a revolutionary. You are not a part of the fucking Vanguard Party. You're not a Maoist third worldist. You're a pathetic fucking loser who LARPs just like Kyle did. Okay? And that's probably the reason why you have this fucking approach here. The only difference between you and Kyle Rittenhouse, as far as like gun LARPing goes, is that he acted out on his desires to be the fucking hero with a gun. Chatter might have been talking about talking about that. You like guns and think shooting them is fun, but I don't know. It's not a rad lib stance. Privileged take. Yeah, dude. Yeah, privileged take, brother. You're right. You're totally right. You fucking owned me, brother. You really did. It's actually privileged to say, yeah, because you have to defend yourself in the fucking war zone that you live in, you know? Man, it's such a privileged take to say that, like, people shouldn't fucking run around with weapons at a protest. Guns possessed by the oppressed that protest are actually good. Yeah, totally, dude. Totally. I know.
And I have 4 people around me from what I remember, and I move my firearm in their direction and they back off with their hands up so I don't shoot them. And then Jump Kick Man keeps coming, and that's when I fire 2 shots at Jump Kick Man.
Wow. And you miss him and he kicks you.
For the record, yeah, I don't even know if this the SRA advocates for this. I don't think so. Like every person that owns a gun, or any person that's taken any sort of like gun training course, knows, because they teach you this in these courses. Of course, not if you're like in New Mexico or Texas or whatever, so you don't actually have need for any of those courses, obviously. But anyone that's ever taken a fucking gun safety course or gun training knows that, like, one of the biggest problems is, in a chaotic situation, you don't want to get killed by the cops, because it's very easy to be mistaken as the bad guy with the gun and not the good guy with the gun. Okay? This idea that you need an AR-15 at a protest to defend yourself is psychotic. It's delusional. And some of you Americans cannot get outside of this like weird Clint Eastwood, Bad Harry style or Dirty Harry style attitude that you have. It's crazy to me.
After 2 weeks.
Yeah, we'll do the Legal Eagle one in a second.
Yes.
After this.
Then what happens?
After Jump Kick Man is running off, Anthony Huber comes up and he grabs the barrel of my gun, and then
I'm actually a first generation Latino who grew up being told that this shit was kind of okay, lol. Chants about that were consistently shit you could find on the walls. And the idea of confronting conflict with a gun was like kind of a meme in my family's belief. It's not something that is healthy, but I assume also growing up in Texas, my peers having the same education as I do, put the Clint Eastwood brain rot meme in our heads, probably. One thing that you also have to recognize that more guns in the hands of the working class is not going to create a vanguard party that's well armed and well organized, so you can actually fight against the American government. More guns in the hands of the working class is going to allow the lumpenproles to fucking murk you when you do actually have a gun at a protest and claim self-defense. Okay? Assata Shakur still lives in Cuba for a fucking reason, guys. Okay? In exile. You understand? Black Panthers were murdered. A white supremacist government will not allow a heavily armed movement of oppressed people to actually defend their own lives. See, there's still fucking dipshits in here saying she's a terrorist, dude. Kenosha Kid Hart, she's a terrorist. Exactly. Kenosha Kid is a hero. Assata Shakur is a terrorist. Dumbass. I fucking hate the Amera brain rot, dude. It's just like you have... Your brain rot is disgusting to me. It is. Why should I listen to someone who owns a $4 million house? Ugh, such bottom of the barrel trolls, man. Such bottom of the fucking barrel trolls. Yeah, Amera brain rot all the way. Just like the idiotic accelerationist stance. Imagine wanting to not be oppressed. No, I don't have a problem with that. That's a plight I fucking understand and agree with. The issue is people think that, accelerationism is going to cause like a vanguard Marxist-Leninist revolution. No, it's not. Accelerationism is only going to allow an acceleration towards fascism, as it has and as it will continue. How much is Tucker's house worth? I bet that chatter listens to him. Yeah, that's the fucking funny part. It's like, dude, you have a $2.7 million house, dude. That's crazy. It's like, yeah, I wonder what Tucker Carlson's house, how much that costs. Tucker, Buckley, Swanson, Tucker, Buckley, Swanson, McNear, Carlson. Bowtie Andes.
He hits me with his skateboard, holding his trucks, and that's when I shoot him one time.
Where did he hit you with the skateboard?
He hit me in the back of the head, in the neck, the back of the head.
I too, as a member of the working, where are these people coming from? I too, as a member of the working class, have a $3 million. Oh, Tucker Carlson's house is actually $4 million. Of course. What is happening right now? I too have a member of the working class of a $3 million house. Okay, guys. When I say, for example, when looking at billionaires, okay, when looking at a video of billionaires, and I say something along the lines of, I am not that far removed from being working class, that doesn't mean I'm still currently working class. I still work. I still labor for, my pay, and Amazon still takes a percentage of it, but I'm incredibly well off. I think that is something that I have to admit regularly. Not even have to. I admit regularly, but some of you want me to, put a qualifier on top of my head saying like, I'm very privileged and I'm very fortunate and I'm very affluent. And, that does not change my values, even though you want me to change my values. Okay? If you see fucking clip chimped bullshit and then come in here, there was a post on the D Reddit and then chatter's 100% coming from seeing that in R Popular. Oh, there was another fucking R Popular post. Okay, well, mods, you can ban that person if they don't have a good retort to it. But you got it. You got me to shift my focus away from what I was talking about and back to you. Okay, what the fuck? Monka TOS? All of it? Oh, the other one. Also, what I find, that guy has a Reddit account with the same username law. So, what I find rather strange is like, aren't you guys defenders of capitalism? Like, if you're coming in here and you're upset at me for, siding with the working class rather than siding with the ultra wealthy, shouldn't you know your fucking place? Because, like, if other people get mad at me, okay, and they are leftists and whatnot, I understand their position. I think they're misguided. I think they're misdirecting their anger towards someone like myself. But if you're like a fucking capitalist bootlicker, how dare you come here and talk to me? Know your fucking place. I don't get it. I don't understand why you don't know your place. Do you have a factory? Do you have a deed to the factory? Why are you defending your boss's comfortable existence? Are you that obsessed with trying to find hypocrisy where no such hypocrisy exists, no contradicting values exist, that you know, you are here talking to a superior. You know? Weird. What? Calling me a guy when I'm trans? How the fuck was I supposed to know that, dumbass? Yeah, I totally. Also, guy is literally fucking not even. It's not even a fucking gendered. It's like saying dude in that situation. God damn, what a fucking reach, dude. What a fucking reach, dude. Yeah, let's hit him on the aesthetics. We couldn't get him on the house thing. Someone clip-chimped your reaction to the Born Rich thing this morning, made it sound like you were pandering to your viewers by pretending to be working class. These people are such new losers. It got nuked quickly. I know, dude. I know. This is unfortunately something I have to fucking this is something I have to fucking live with. Like I have delusional psychopathic fucking weirdos who get very upset when I say at the top of the hour there's a 60-second ad break. And if you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe. And it'll really trigger those fucking delusional hate watchers if you do subscribe too. Man, they fucking hate it. They hate it when that sub count grows, you know? Yeah, that's right. And that way, you also get to avoid the ads as well for $5 or for free. If you're a hater in the chat, use your Twitch Prime. Okay? By connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch Prime, you can get one free Prime subscription a month, dude. They are gendered, you just don't agree? What do you mean? Just exploiting the capitalist system, Lamau. Yeah, if you're a hater, you're going to have to... Have you reviewed the New York Times video explaining why you owning a $3 million house is counterproductive to the working class? What? There is no New York Times video on that. That's fucking idiotic. House Guessers, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Conky Dong, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Acid Burns 3 for the 5 gifted. High Five Ghosted for the 5 gifted subs. Dude, there you go, baby. You keep hating and people keep gifting, dude. It's crazy. Thank you for your idiotic, pathetic little fucking troll. I hope you felt really good. That only made me more money, dude. God damn. That's wild. Let that fucking sink in for a second, dude. The more you hate, the more powerful I grow. Thank you, Honda Vivek, for the 5 gifted subs. And thank you, Apazi92 for the 5 gifted subs. When you hate watch, you're basically getting an ad served to you too. So you're just, again, giving me more money. It's crazy. But no, keep defending your bosses, keep defending the system that is not helping you. B-Vapes, Biggie Schmalls. Holy shit, dude. Socialist Brunch for the 5 gifted. Orlux with the 5 gifted. Potato Wagyus. Lupus Damon. Alex Z Fools. Jesus fucking Christ. How does that make you feel? If you're like a hate watcher, if you're a hate watcher in here, and you just sparked a situation where there was like 100 gifted subs, I wonder how that makes you feel. It can't feel good, right? You're like, oh, fuck, I really thought I would have gotten him. I really thought I would have gotten him mad. And you're like, you know, I guess the rich do keep getting richer, huh? Fucking idiots. Thank you, Tom over the 10. Chiralty899. Kevin doesn't know over the 5. Chem Tutor with the 5. I can't even go through all this. Okay, stop gifting, please. Icy Coles with the 10. Faced Fears with the 5. Hold Up Cup with the 5. Diabolical Carl with the gift. Rusty Bikes with another 5. H-Cop with the 5. Jesus Christ. Meow Zamir with the 5. D-Jarius with the 5. Agent Dark Booty with the 5. Alex Z Fool. Yeah, this is. You guys got to stop gifting. Motherfuckers are going to want to go self-defense at gas station. Okay? Tom XO. Chiralty 899. Okay, we're going. We're
towards the
continuing with this.
neckline.
For Amron, thank you.
Did you think you were going to be killed at that point?
I did.
Then what happens?
And then after Mr. Huber attacks me, Mr. Grosskreutz puts his hands up, and then I have my rifle pointed in his direction for about a second. And then once I lower my rifle, I noticed that my ejection port is opened about an inch.
I'm gonna buy a second house with just the fucking money that my haters give me. We have not gotten to the BLM comments yet. I know. This TikTok of you and Austin blew up
What
overnight.
I've noticed is every single person you ban is usually not a warranted ban.
You have no idea what you just said.
Wait, what is he reading?
Culture of Critique is a very famous Nazi book.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Why
Did you know that, Pokey?
Why must you do this?
I didn't know
No,
that.
I just thought it was funny that you were rolling Hasan.
I didn't know. See, she didn't know either. I didn't know. I'm sorry. I didn't know. What I've noticed is every single person you...
Yeah. Jugo Jewel, thank you for the 5 gifted. And the Hero Leaf, thank you for the 5 gifted. And Truffle Tree with the 5. And Cape Sierra 117. My buddy. Post Ferratu, Fly or Die 85. Thank you for the 5 gifted. Why is some kid there? That's not some kid. That's Tubbo. It's Tubbo. Okay, let's keep going.
Mr. Grosskreutz said I pulled the charging handle, which never happened. I hit the forward assist to close the ejection port, and he sees me doing that or something. And this time, he runs at me, and he has his gun pointed directly at my head.
Did you see the gun?
I did.
What, do you think he was going to shoot you?
I did. He had it pointed directly at my head, and that's when I shoot him one time. And he is no longer a threat to me at that point because he ran off after I fired that shot.
Did you realize you'd hit him?
I didn't know until later.
So then what happens?
He just like is not crying at all. It's kind of weird. I just like, I thought this was a really traumatic experience for him. You know what I mean? I truly thought, I mean, if you look at like Reddit and Redditors that believe in like, Kyle Rittenhouse's like complete innocence and believe in his narrative that like this dude was like straight up trying to fucking defend a gas station. By the way, throughout that process, I literally forgot to run the ad break. I'm going to run it now. Sorry. But anyway, it's just weird that he's just like, I guess he cried all of his cries out of his system, you know?
There is a person directly in front of me, and I point my rifle in their direction, and he puts his hands up, and he's backing up, and I then turn around, start going to the police, and then I hear shots behind me, and I turn around and briefly raise my rifle to see if I'm being shot at, and then I realize I can't see who's shooting at me, so then I turn around and go back to the police car, towards the police line.
It's just, hearing this is just hard to believe this is happening in an American city.
Yeah.
So then you finally...
There's like literally there is no OECD city on the fucking planet where you could do this. Okay. So yeah, it is only going to happen in an American city because we have psychotic gun laws. Okay. Sorry, lack thereof. No gun laws. Okay. That's why it's normal in an American city for a fucking a kid to just run around with an AR-15 just blasting people. Okay. I would have been crying about it if it happened to me, even if it happened years ago. Trauma goes deep. Yeah, totally. Except you probably also wouldn't go on national television on the most popular fucking news broadcast and be able to retell with a smirk in your fucking face the exact same events that made you cry on the stand. You know? Time heals all wounds. Yeah, literally. Just healed his PTSD right up in between 2 days.
Finally get up, you hear shots, you turn to see who's shooting at you, and then you finally make it to the police line.
Yes. Once I make it to the police cruiser, the police officer says, "Get back, get back, get back." One of them has a gun out and the other has pepper spray pointed at me. And I say, "Hey, I just had to shoot somebody. I just had to shoot somebody." And then they say, "Go home." And I didn't know this until...
Go home?
Yeah. The officer said to go home.
Dude, he literally is laughing. Yeah. Isn't that fucking crazy, Tucker? I told cops I had to shoot somebody and they said go home. That's crazy. Good work, son. Hopefully they were black. That's what the cops
knew
said.
What happened or heard me. There's a lot of chaos going on.
Yes.
But apparently he pepper sprayed me. You can see it in the video, but I don't remember being pepper sprayed by him.
So then what happened?
I say, okay, I go back to the car source lot number 2. We've been referring to them. Car source 1 is the one that got burnt down. Car source 2 is the one that I was at primarily the entire night. And car source 3 is the one where I was attacked by Mr. Rosenbaum. I go back to car source lot number 2 and I tell everybody there what happened. I said I had to do it. I was just attacked. I was dizzy. I was vomiting. I couldn't breathe. And I was like, I wanted to turn myself in Kenosha. I wanted to turn myself into the police in Kenosha, but I wasn't able to because they weren't accepting visitors apparently with the barricade.
Kyle is a hero. Owning brainwashed soldiers of the corporate left is what this country actually needs before it's too late. Yeah, totally, dude. Operating like a jackbooted thug of the fucking American government in an already incredibly violent police state is exactly what this country needs more of, dude. Yeah, have fun. Have fun with the fascism, okay, idiot? God damn, dude. Motherfuckers want to LARP so bad. The corporate left, dude, yeah. The corporate left.
Barricades and the fence up, so we ended up turning myself into the Antioch Police Department.
So you drove back across state lines, as we're now calling it.
I mean, it is literally, that's what it is. You know, that is what it is.
Funny. So you couldn't even turn yourself in.
No, it was like I had to go to Antioch Police Department, which, to my understanding, is the closest police department to Kenosha.
Why do you think people were burning car source? What does that have to do with civil rights?
I don't know. I think it was opportunists taking advantage of the BLM movement. I agree with the BLM movement. I agree everybody has the right to protest and assemble, but I do not agree that people have the right to burn down. I don't.
I think this is literally what got conservatives pissed off at him, right? This right here is what got conservatives pissed off at him. I personally think this is this is cynical. Like I don't think that he believes in the BLM protest, because a person who believes in the BLM protest is not siding with the fucking Proud Boys with an AR-15 as a Blue Lives Matter guy. Okay? Like, you're not doing that. Like, why the fuck? If you believe in the BLM movement, then you're at the BLM protest. You're not there with a fucking AR-15. You're at the BLM protest side by side with those other people. That's what people who believe in the BLM movement do, right? Not the other thing. That's the people who don't believe in the BLM movement do. You know? But at least we got a little bit of a tiny little baby amount of like fun here where he says he believes in the BLM movement and now conservatives are fucking pissed off at him. He's like, I was defending him. I was defending him for weeks. How did you betray me like this? Okay. You misheard him? No, he said he believes in the BLM movement. He just doesn't think that they should be able to burn shit, which is like literally the most centrist. Like, that's just like every liberal over the age of fucking 48 thinks that as well. Okay? Right, if he really believed in the BLM movement, he'd be burning buildings with the rioters, moron. Yeah, dude, totally. The only way to protest for Black Lives Matter is by burning buildings. That's why every country, around the country, every fucking, every city was on fire and everything burned to the ground, except for the fucking same, like, 11 total buildings that they keep showing on fucking repeat to make idiots like you, who never left their fucking nice suburbs, believe that every city was on fucking fire and everybody died. That's why Jabuki's take was like, you can catch a fade legally. If, you know, you catch Kyle Rittenhouse, you can self-defense him legally at the fucking St. Patty's Day parade. That's why it was like joke, but it's also technically fucking true, which is like, you know, cars get flipped at fucking Michigan state football games. Okay. People light shit on fire when you know, they want to celebrate their football team winning. Okay. It's only when it's a fucking police brutality protest is it unacceptable. Have you guys ever seen what happens to Philadelphia when the Eagles win? Shut the fuck up. Or when the Lakers win? Shut up. Shut the fuck up. You only care about it because it's like a black person movement. Okay, that's it. The only reason why local news loses their fucking mind at shit like this is because it's about black people. Even if it's not all black people that are doing this shit, okay, and it's like black people and white people protesting side by side, even if it's mostly a consequence of police escalating, okay, and fighting back, which agitates the crowd, okay, even if those factors are still the reality, you just lose sight of everything and you just go, the BLM riots, the cities are burning. I've never seen you have this energy for the Eagles winning. I've never seen you have this energy for the Lakers winning and the fucking riots that happen, the riots that ensue. No, because that is a fun thing that is not a black person thing, okay? That's a fun thing. We're all just having fun when we do that, okay? But the moment it turns into a black person thing, well, that's when it's fucking indecent and completely unacceptable, and we need to stop that from happening. No matter what the fucking cost. Okay? AOC is literally Lenin. Are you comparing riots to what happened in Philly after the Super Bowl? What happens on a regular basis, you fucking idiot? Those are riots too. Those are exactly the same kind of riots. As a matter of fact, those are not even for a reasonable purpose. Okay? The reason why people are angry is because of police brutality. Do you recognize that police brutality is completely fucking unacceptable and an ongoing issue that disproportionately impacts the black community or not? If the answer to that is, yes, I do recognize that, then you at some degree understand and sympathize with why people are fucking that mad. Okay? Not like people want to fucking riot. Obviously, there are some. You know, you got the fucking crusties, okay? You got some crust punks and some anarchists, okay, that do enjoy it. But other than like the 11 people that live in a fucking commune. Most people don't want to fucking riot, okay? They're in a situation like that because they're fucking mad. There's a reason why it doesn't happen regularly, okay? There's a reason why it's not ongoing. Why is the city not fucking lit on fire right now? Why? Because it's not like a fun situation. You only get to that situation when you're protesting police brutality and the cops that you're protesting against demonstrate that they can be as brutal as they want to during the fucking exercising of your First Amendment rights that is supposed to be like God-given and constitutionally protected. Except for Portland. They do riot for no reason in Portland for the most part. But we're not talking about Portland. Okay? Portrayals of sports riots and current protests sharply differ. Yeah, no shit. Yeah, because that's not like, that's a sport thing, okay? That's like universal, okay? It's not a black person thing. That's why. Everybody likes sports. Really gonna repeat that bullshit about Portland? Listen, I'm not talking about Portland, okay? Portland might as well be fucking Yugoslavia for me, okay? I don't talk about the Balkans and I don't talk about Portland. Don't bring up Portland to me. Where did this Oregon hate come from? Let's keep going. I gotta pee, dude. Holy shit.
Appreciate that people are burning down American cities to try to spread their message. I think there's other ways to go around.
Motherfucker, do you not understand anarchism and playing into stupid propaganda? No, dude. No, there are fucking, obviously, there are great anarchists who are literally a protest doing the first aid and all this other shit. I'm talking about the crusties, okay? What are you gonna act like there are not crusties? There are, but they're like 3 people in a fucking crowd of 5,000. So if you hyper focus on the 3 crusties and act like every single person is there to just like fuck shit up, then you're wrong, okay? I already admitted that. But because you're a fucking anarchist, you can't like see beyond that. Oh no, I gotta defend the crusties too, because I myself could be a crusty one day.
Around and do that.
Well, I agree with that completely.
Portland just happens to be where all the crusties and all the white supremacists coexist, so they can't coexist, so they fucking, battle each other with like paintball guns every weekend.
So you turn yourself into Indianapolis. What do you think is going to happen at that point to you?
I didn't know. I was in shock. My head was spinning from being hit in the head multiple times. I had some minor injuries. I just didn't know. I didn't know I was going to be arrested for defending myself because everything was on video. But part of the reason I think I was arrested is because of the mob mentality. And they were like, yeah, we're just going to arrest him, even though there was videos already out showing me being attacked and having to defend myself.
So when was it that you were arrested?
I was arrested on August 25th at around 6 a.m. I was formally arrested without a criminal complaint being drafted. They didn't know what they were charging me with yet. They just arrested me.
At home?
At Antioch Police Department.
What'd your parents say when you called them and told them what had happened?
I didn't call my mom after I saw her, and she was in shock. She was like, she wanted to go into hiding, and I said, no, the right thing to do would be to turn myself in. I didn't do anything wrong.
So you knew that from the very beginning?
I knew that. A lot of people are like, oh, Kyle had time to meet with his attorneys to come up with this amazing defense of self-defense. No, that's not the case. This has been 100% self-defense from the beginning, and I didn't know there was 100 cameras. I knew but I did know I was attacked, and I defended myself.
What do you think would have happened to you if there hadn't been the amount of video that there is?
I can't even imagine. I don't think we'd be sitting here right now having this talk, Tucker.
That's for sure. You'd never get out.
Yeah, totally, dude. That's why the cops let him walk away and go home, dude. What the fuck? Yeah, it's just like, oh man. I think when he says he supports BLM, he doesn't mean Black Lives Matter, but Blue Lives Matter. No, dude. Yeah, I can't believe Miskiff got interviewed by Tucker Carlson. It's crazy. What won't he do for content? You just admitted he intended for self-defense from the start, the fucking weasel little
The House
bitch.
knows perfectly well the only reason he's free is because he can prove what actually happened thanks to those videos. But it didn't prevent him from going to jail anyway. He did for a longer period than most people understand. During that time,
This is the part that's like really disgusting, by the way. There are literally there are like black people in jail for years in like Rikers and shit without even ever getting their like their day in court, awaiting their sentencing, right? And like he can sit here and just be like, like he sat in jail for much longer than people understand. Like that's like, dude, that's disgusting, dude. That is actually fucking disgusting. Yeah, Khalif Browder killed himself. They put him in solitary, dude, for a bag they claimed he stole when he was like wasn't he also 17 or I think it was 19? Do you actually think he should be convicted and guilty of murder? I think if we lived in a fucking normal and evolved society, it would have never gotten to that point. The moment that he walked past cops with a fucking AR-15 in a normal, evolved, civilized society, the cops would have been like, where the fuck are you going, bro? What are you doing? How old are you? What the fuck is this? And they would have apprehended him. They would have taken his gun away. And they would have realized that it's not even his gun. They probably would have given him some jail time as well, some community service at the very least. That would have been reduced to community service. And they also would have put a mark on his record so he could never have a gun ever again. That is what a normal, civilized, evolved world, an evolved city or society would do. Okay? That's what should have happened. But that's not what happened because we live in America. We live in, hog Disneyland. Oh, Khalif Browder was 17 as well when he was thrown in jail? Yeah.
time, he picked up a couple of attorneys who said they would help him. In his view, they badly abused him and his family and their trust. They'll tell you a lot about that in just a minute, and about the prosecutors. Also, a programming note, we had cameras behind the scenes throughout much of this case. Our Tucker...
Yeah, dude, that's so disgusting, by the way. I disagree with never having a gun again part. Give him a mark till he's 25. Dude, no. What is this? You're a psycho. You're a psycho, okay? It's like, well, no one needs to have it. Like, he doesn't need to have a gun, bro. Like, holy shit. If you bring a gun to a protest, you've already demonstrated that, like, it's going to be very difficult for you to convince me or a normal court system that you have the right mental state to be able to fucking open carry or even have a gun ever again. Anyone who disagrees with me is a psycho? Brother, there are more people on this planet that would agree with me than disagree with me on that point. You're just so heavily fucking brain rotted by being in America and living in America and thinking that like every American agrees with you that it's impossible for you to see a world outside of like what you consider to be the norm. You know? There are people in Europe that are like, what the fuck is going on? This is an insane thing that is happening here in America. Why is that happening? Why is America no pixel? Like, why are they playing Grand Theft Auto every weekend in America? What the fuck is this? Yeah, we just deputize this fool, dude. That's cool. It's great.
Rittenhouse
Rittenhouse is a message
doesn't
for
seem eager
Biden.
to talk about it, but he spent months in jail after turning himself into police, much of it in an adult lockup, despite the fact he was a minor. It was during that time that his family desperately, his mother mostly desperately, looked for legal counsel, for representation, someone helping him get out of jail. In the end, the family was represented by a pair of lawyers called Lynn Wood and John Pierce. This came up out of nowhere. We were not expecting to have this conversation at all. We were taken by surprise a little bit. But
Wait, Lynn Wood was his original attorney? Oh, no, dude. What happened, bro? Wait, not like that. Lynn Wood is fucking insane. Khalif Browder was 16 and spent a combined 2 years of solitary confinement out of the 3 years he was wrongfully arrested, all because he couldn't afford bail. Lynn Wood, folks, for those of you who don't know, surprised he's still alive, really. Like, how is he not fucking dead from COVID? Lynn Wood is the QAnon lawyer, famous for telling people in Georgia not to vote in the special election because the Georgian elections were rigged. He's a freak, dude. I'm sure Tucker will bring up that he used to be a Democrat too.
But it's really interesting. Here's Kyle Rittenhouse's description of what his lawyers did to him. So you get arrested, what happens then?
Once I'm arrested, I go to Depke Juvenile Facility, and I gotta say thank you to them for their professionalism, and
The jailers?
the guards
Yeah.
at Depke. They were the utmost professional people I've ever met.
Yeah, totally, dude. Bro, I love people saying this is not like, how can you say this case has like anything to do with racism or the criminal justice system being racist? Like, have you ever heard this? Yeah, I wonder why the fucking jailers were extra courteous to Kyle, dude. I wonder why. I want. Because they love him, dude. He's a hero. He's a hero to the hogs. And those guys are hogs. They're cops. I hope Kyle left the jail a good Yelp review. Yeah. This has got the same fucking energy of like rich white people in like rich white neighborhoods that only have positive interactions with cops, being like, I don't understand why black people are so afraid of cops. Just comply. I don't get it. Martha, I don't understand why these blacks are so afraid of cops again. That's so weird. My neighbor is a cop, and he's really nice. He comes over. We play golf sometimes. I don't get it. Yeah. Wonder why he had such a good experience, dude.
Really?
Exactly. They were some of the most professional people I've ever met. It was amazing. Like, they treated me with respect, and they didn't like talk down to you like you've seen like in some videos. They just treated me like I was a human.
How long were you there?
I was in jail for 87 days, and this follows in with Lynn Wood, Lynn Wood was raising money on my behalf, and
yeah, bro, he foolishly went with, because he was grifting, and he foolishly went with the most grifter ass fucking Republican lawyer he could go with. And of course, that grifter ass QAnon lawyer fucked him, dude, obviously.
He held me in jail for 87 days, disrespected my wishes, put me on media interviews, which I should never have done, which he said, oh, you're going to go talk to the Washington Post, which was not a good idea. Along with John Pierce, they said I was safer in jail instead of at home with my family. And then after I'm bailed
Your
out,
lawyer said that.
my lawyer said that, John Pierce and Lynn Wood.
87 days is a long time to be in jail.
It was very long. I lost a lot of weight in there. I since then gained it back.
I know the feeling.
Yeah. But 87 days of not being...
Just having a good old chuckle fuck, you know? I know the feeling. Oh, I know the feeling, Kyle.
with my family for defending myself and being taken advantage to, being used for a cause by by John Pierce and Lynn Wood, trying to trying to raise money so they can take it for their own benefit, not trying to set me free.
So you think they could have raised the money for bail faster, but they didn't?
I believe sometime in September 5th, I want to say, they had over $1 million, and bail was set and able to be posted in September. So they could have had me sign the waiver for extradition and had me back in Wisconsin, and I could have been bailed out by mid-September. But they wanted to keep me in jail until November 20th.
What was that like?
It was scary in jail. Like, you had to watch over yourself, and not a lot of people liked me in jail until they... The funny thing is, a lot of people didn't like me in jail, but they got to hear, like, my story, and they got to understand me. Like, he's actually a really decent person. I'm not this person that the media painted him out to be. And it was scary, but I was able to make friends, I'd say, acquaintance in jail, and, like, play spades, card games with them.
Amazing. So you're in jail for 87 days. Do you have a sense of how your case is being talked about in the outside world?
Not really when I'm in jail, but once I am bailed out, John Pierce said I was in an unorganized militia, which is just blatantly false. I didn't know what a militia was. And
Wait, your lawyer said you were in a militia?
John Pierce said that, and it's blatantly false. I didn't know what a militia was until after the fact, until November, like, 25th.
Never do that again.
After I was watching some of the interviews he did, I was like, I'm not in a militia. I don't know
Take a
what
week
that
off.
is.
Sorry to laugh.
You're an 11-month subscriber. You know what you're doing. You should be elated that I didn't perma you for that. Never do that again.
And I was like, what the heck? And I'm like, no wonder people are saying I'm in a militia. It's because he painted that narrative, which he should never have gone there.
Well, yeah, it's untrue.
Exactly.
Were you surprised so I haven't heard you mention race at all in this conversation. You said you saw your community on fire, you wanted to help. You asked a business owner if you could help. Were you surprised to see this framed?
Bro, he had no idea what a militia was. But, like, he went to the Proud Boys bar and, like, was, doing a little bit of trolling with the Proud Boys after he got away with some of these fucking free kills, before he went to jail. And also even prior to that, he was just simply hanging out with the militia boys, It's just like, well, I don't understand. What is this militia thing? Like, it's weird. I don't know what that is. No fucking shot, okay? I don't believe that. I literally do not believe that. I do not believe that. If you believe that, then I'm not surprised that you also believe that he genuinely and honorably wanted to defend someone's fucking gas station. And your fadeaway is trash as on practice more? What the fuck? Oh, I fade away on your mom every night, dude. Fucking got him.
As a racial story?
To be honest, Tucker, this case has nothing to do with race. It never had anything to do with race. It had to do with the right to self-defense.
What a sweet kid. I think that comes through loud and clear. Playing hearts in jail. But he seems confused by the descriptions of this case as pertaining somehow to race. What he didn't know when he was locked away for 87 days is that the media, spurred on by Democratic politicians like Joe Biden, immediately branded him a white supremacist. Again, the President of the United States did that, so did several members of Congress. Now, during the trial, one of the prosecutors, Thomas Binger, particularly loathsome character, the government lawyer, mocked Kyle Rittenhouse for putting out fires in Kenosha. It's dishonorable to put out fires, apparently, when BLM sets them. So we asked Kyle Rittenhouse about that.
Wait. That's not what happened, dude. Why is he like this? Oh my God, dude. Ridiculous. That's a proper trigger discipline right there, by the way.
Here's what he said.
I'm not a racist person. I support the BLM movement. I support peacefully demonstrating. And I believe there needs to be change. I believe there's a lot of prosecutorial misconduct, not just in my case, but in other cases. And
dude, I love people who simp for the criminal justice system turn into fucking abolitionists when they're faced with charges. It's like every Trump guy who's like a reactionary psycho who's like, oh, actually, what are prisons for, really? I mean, they're obsolete. We should make prisons obsolete. Like, you start fucking reciting, what's her face? God damn it, I can't believe I'm forgetting her name now. Famous anarchist, Black Panther Party. Fuck! Angela Davis. Oh, not Ayn Rand. Angela Davis. Thank you, chatter. Yeah. Did you start reciting fucking Angela Davis?
And it's just amazing to see how much a prosecutor can take advantage of somebody. Like, if they did this to me, imagine what they could have done to a person of color who doesn't maybe have the resources I do or is not.
Oh, shit, dude. He's spitting, dude. He is. Oh, this kid's going to be a fucking really good politician one day.
How much a prosecutor can take advantage of somebody. Like, if they did this to me, imagine what they could have done to a person of color who doesn't maybe have the resources I do. Or
holy fucking moly, dude. That is, ooh, he's good. The best defense Kyle had was his prosecution lawyers. Yeah, that's true.
Widely publicized, like my case.
What did you make of the President of the United States calling you a white supremacist?
Mr. President, if I could say one thing to you, I would urge you to go back and watch the trial and understand the facts before you make a statement.
Fucking own, dude. He's such a heckin' ownerino. He just heckin' ownerino the president, dude. Motherfucker, Joe Biden is like 900 years old. You think he understands what the fuck he's seeing, dude? He can't even make out shapes at this point, okay? I don't think he has the comprehension to like go through a fucking entire trial and be like, I guess it's right, Jack. Look alive. Notice Tucker didn't agree with him on the POC point. Yeah, Tucker's not there to say anything, dude.
Statement.
That's not a small thing to be called that.
No, it's actual malice, defaming my character for him to say something like that.
I mean, why do you think, and it's not simply Biden who said that, it's a lot of people on television have said that, dozens of people have said that. I'm sorry to tell you in case you haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's actually quite hysterical how nobody can go back and look at the facts of the case. He crossed state lines, false. He's a white supremacist, false.
Yeah, he materialized on the other side of the state lines, dude. I never crossed state lines, actually. I materialized in the gas. I was born into that gas station. I'm a gas station baby. Many of you don't know this. I'm a gas station baby. I was born there. I lived there my whole life. That was my spawn point. Okay, I never crossed state lines. Like, yeah, no, you didn't cross that night. You crossed the night before. Okay. Like, the fuck is this, dude? Like, oh, so it doesn't count. No, he's a sovereign citizen. He's a sovereign citizen. Sir, are you stopping me from traveling? My freedom of travel cannot be restricted, sir. I am not an individual. I am a person. Oh, that's what he's doing. Just like I am not a white supremacist. I just happen to be at a counter. I happen to materialize as a counter protester to a Black Lives Matter rally. And, you know, was side by side looking exactly like those white supremacist militia members. Sir, I'm very upset. How dare you? I love I love BLM. Bureau of Land Management, that is. Okay?
None of that is true. And the lies that they can just get away with spreading is just sickening, and it's a disgrace to this country.
I couldn't agree more. So before this, I mean, you're 17 years old, so you're probably not, you know, watching cable news all day or, you know, deeply into politics, or maybe you were. But did you know how dishonest media coverage?
I know. I think the comment is referencing a gun. I don't know why you're walking around the facts. Wait, what? With a gun, though? Dude, what? Dude, I swear to God. Okay. I think in the DSM, whichever one we're at, okay, Debate Lord Brain is going to be a diagnosable and recognized brain disease. It has to be. Okay? It has to be. Like, this person literally has just been, like, trying so desperately. Okay? We're in the DSM-5 is a 6. We're going to add it on the 6th one. Okay? Because you, my friend, have a problem. Okay? I'm sorry. You have a bad brain. It's not firing. Your synapses are not firing appropriately. Okay? Yeah, debate brain. It's really bad. Okay? It's really, really bad. Your brain is really bad. With a gun, though, I know. I think the comment is referencing a gun. I don't know why you're walking around the facts. Oh, sorry. I should have qualified, or I should have clarified. He did travel across state lines. But he got a straw purchased weapon that he legally could not have in his hands, even though the fucking judge decided we could drop this one. We could give him a freebie on this one. Okay? You know, an AR-15 that was straw purchased, so illegally purchased AR-15 still. So that's, you know, is that better? You think that actually defends your side or your case? You probably think you did something really fucking sick there. Oh, Kappa. Yeah, no, you really did, dude. Bad brain. Really bad brain, dude. Motherfucker goes, I materialized at the gas station. This guy says nothing about it. Okay? It's a healing gun. Oh, I was just pretending to have a debate brain, dude. There's a real loophole in the laws where hunting laws only apply under 16 and the other gun laws don't apply until he's 18. So that's why they were able to get the gun charges dropped. I know what the fucking loophole is. I know. Ridiculous.
Of events could be?
I didn't. I've never seen something so polarizing in my life when it's obvious self-defense. If you look at the case, you look at the facts, no matter what your opinion is or where you stand, this wasn't a political case. It shouldn't have been a political case. It was made a political case. This had nothing to do with race and the ways people.
Yeah, when it's in the DSM and bullying debate lords will be ableism, I will be the king of ableism. Okay, please call me King Ableist, because I will bully you for your bad brain.
Or twisting this. It's just sickening.
I think a lot of people watching have reached the same conclusion, and they would like to see you help make this better by holding some of the.
Hasan's 350Z gifted 25 subs. Wait, how did you know that there was a certain point in time when like the 350Z Nissan was like my favorite car? That's so crazy. I think I might have brought it up like once. Okay, that was the car I wanted to get. I've said it like once, dude. Anyways, keep going.
These liars to account. Do you plan to do that?
I have really good lawyers who are taking care of that right now. So I'm hoping one day there will be accountability for their actions that they did.
Okay, so you're you're intent on you're not going to let that go.
Like I said, really good lawyers are handling that.
Yeah. So during the trial, was there
Sir?
ever a point where you thought,
Sir, what you just did is libel. Your libelous sentiment saying that I clearly am an island boy when I am not. I will have my day in court, sir. How dare you? I am not an island boy.
despite the fact you had all this video evidence on your side bolstering your story, did you ever think, I might go to jail for the rest of my life?
That was a thought I had every single day until I got the not guilty verdict.
Really?
It was because are you aware who Joellen Demetris is?
Yes.
So Joellen selected my jury, which she did an amazing job, but you still have that feeling in your stomach and knots to where, like, what if somebody snuck their way onto my jury to come?
Kyle's been seriously coached. Actual malice is the exact phrasing you must prove for a libel charge from the Supreme Court case, New York Times v. Sullivan.
Convict me.
Yeah, I mean.
So that was something that always went through my head, but I know where I stand and I know I defended myself.
Were you surprised by the verdict?
I wasn't.
This is what they wanted to do with the fucking troll face kid, but he was too young. Remember the fucking Catholic school kid or whatever? What was it called? What was the situation? He looked like he had the fucking troll face. The Catholic MAGA hat. Covington, yeah, the Covington kid. Yeah, who was like doing the troll face against the indigenous dude. Sandman. Yeah. And he was like too young, I think, and like it wasn't good enough. But like they found a hero within Kyle Rittenhouse. Yeah, he was too dorky.
Correct verdict, because.
And so is he, but he just like.
It wasn't Kyle Rittenhouse on trial in Wisconsin. It was the right to self-defense on trial. Right. And if I was convicted, no one would ever be privileged to defend their life against attackers.
Oh my fucking God, dude. Yeah, he definitely came up with this on his own. No coaching here, boys. This is, ooh, dude. He literally is like talking like a politician, dude. Oh my Lord. Oh, this dude is going to be a fucking congressperson straight up. I love the shout out to his personally picked jury. Of course, that's what they do. This jury selection is a part of the fucking criminal justice system.
And thank God they came to the correct verdict of a not guilty.
He was found to do nothing wrong, and yet you still want to take the side of ignorant? Dude. Take a breather. Okay. The American criminal justice system is fundamentally flawed. There are plenty of laws that need to be different within the American criminal justice system for it to be a safer and, normal civilized society. But that is not the case. So when I criticize someone, okay, who's able to go to a protest with an AR-15 and like kill 2 people and maim a 3rd and get away with it, and then be celebrated as a hero on the most popular news broadcast in the fucking country,